After an exciting All-Star Open that took place the night before, we are back at Lebanon Valley Speedway, this high-banked half-mile dirt track in upstate New York, for 80 laps of racing this time, where one-up's absolute best go at it for 40 miles of action to decide the big winner of the All-Star race for 2023. And alongside me to bring you the action once again, as it was yesterday, is James Ellison. This is going to be a lot of fun because now the big stars are out to play, and this time there's not going to be any holding back because this time it's only first place that matters.
Oh, definitely. We saw some good battling in the open, and that was for 3 spots. Like I said, it's down to just one that's going to matter in this one. So no holds barred. It's going to be door to door, bumper to bumper. I would not be surprised if we see some bump and run action in this one.
Absolutely, nothing is at stake. Nothing's at stake, but everything's at stake. No points on the line, but all the bragging rights are on the line for these 23 drivers to take the start of this race. As we can now bring you the starting lineup, which was set for the most part by random draw earlier in the week, which put our 2 most recent points winners on the front row. Jeff Bolton on pole position, Justin Henley alongside him. Jake McMillan starts third, and Ryan Griffin, eligible for this race because of his Truck Series championship, starts fourth. Jared Polanski rounds out the top 5 just ahead of Patrick Smith, eligible because of his national championship last year. So with that being said, we've got all our big stars up in the front, but we also have our 4 transfer drivers from the Open. Dylan Young, Roberto Crone Jr., Anderson Reed, and Austin Holloman. They all start at the back. If they make it to the front, we could see them put on a real show for us.
Oh, that would be great. And we talked about it in the Open. There no one more out of those 4 who would love to be able to go at the front and show what he can do than Austin Holloman, because we've talked about it racing after race, all the rotten luck he's had. So to be in this race at all is certainly something to be excited and smiling about.
Absolutely, he's got his work cut out for him. He's got to make past 22 cars in 80 laps. We'll see if he can get the job done. So with that being said, we've got 23 All-Stars ready to take the green flag at Lebanon Valley, and we are ready to bring you 80 laps of racing action. From the Valley of Speed, this is the 1UP Superstar Series All-Star Race, and the green flag moments away from falling. This is it for all the marbles. Jeff Bolton, Justin Henley on the front row. The green flag is in the air, and the 1UP All-Star Race for 2023 is underway. Bolton and Henley pretty even going into turn 1. Remember, in the Open race, we saw Dylan Young get a run off the top of the racetrack. We'll see if Bolton can make the inside work, or if Justin Henley can power his way down. Look at that 4 car going into turn 3.
Yeah, I think Henley's got the advantage here, and Ryan Griffin, he's holding his own against McMillan there, and
Mark Davey
got some people in the wall.
Yep, Mark Davey into the outside wall a little bit, but he's able to keep on rolling just inside the top 10 and in front of Devin Fair in the 51. But you're right, it's Justin Henley out in the lead of this race. He won at Phoenix to lock himself into this race. This is his second All-Star appearance. He won the fan vote a season ago, but now he's in it on merit, and he's doing a fantastic job. But here comes Bolton down the inside.
Yeah, honestly, even though he's having to fight to keep that position he just took a few laps ago, Justin Henley, he has to be happy that he got in on merit this year and didn't have to rely on the fans. But I'm sure the fans are excited to see him regardless as Bolton goes for the lead, and it looks like he's going to clear him.
Looks like it as they barrel down the back straight, but Henley's going to try a crossover move. He puts the bumper to the back of the 38, and he sends Bolton up the racetrack. Henley now crosses him over. Gets underneath the 38. We complete lap number 4. Stay side by side once again.
And meanwhile, McMillan finally clears Ryan Griffin, and now Jared Polanski get in the mix here, I see. And this is some good racing, and we're only on lap 5.
Absolutely. We've got a whole lot of good cars in this race. All our past winners are here. And this is just going to be a fantastic showing of talent for everybody involved. Justin Henley making his way to the front now. He gets past Bolton, and it looks like he's going to clear going through 3 and 4. If Bolton washes up the track again, which he looks like he will, Henley's going to clear off of 4.
and Polanski back there lurking in third. These two keep fighting. He could steal this one, and he would certainly love to have that happen because it's been quite the start to the season for him.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird go at it for these guys, but here comes Jerry Polanski. He's past McMillan, he's past Ryan Griffin, he's up into the third position. Of course, that means nothing to him. He wants to win this race outright, but Jake McMillan gets underneath the 18. They're going to be side by side down the back for third place.
Yeah, and we talk about how first is the only position that matters here, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to fight for every position they can in hopes of maybe getting a caution or something happen to leader that they could be brought back into this. Is McMillan going inside of Bolton here? This is good stuff.
Yeah, who says you can't have fun on a dirt track in stock cars? As we have Bolton now trying to hold off McMillan for second. Polanski's trying to stick his nose in as well. And lurking back there, you notice a new face in the top 5, Jeffrey Finguy. He started 15th in this race. He's already made up 10 spots by the time we've completed 10 laps.
Yeah. Honestly, we talk about it a few times, like all this lurking, you got drivers that are trying to, just dig. Finguy's certainly doing that, and you got Hutchinson there, ironically starting the position of his car number, but he wants to be 9 spots better. They all do want to be however many spots better than where they start. This is fun.
Yep, as McMillan and Bolton continue to battle for second, we have Finguy closing in on the back of Polanski. That's for 4th spot. And it looks like this is amazing to see this outside line working wonders for these guys. It's a great passing lane, as we see on the start, but it's also a great defending lane for later. As you see, Bolton still trying to hold on his best to keep second place, but he won't be able to. McMillan up to P2.
And he wants more. He ain't satisfied with just with success he's had so far this season. He wants that all-star victory. He wants the reward that comes at the end of this race. So he's going to really be putting the pressure on Henley here shortly if Bolton doesn't distract him.
Yeah, McMillan's won 2 races this season already. He's won it, and including the Daytona 500 to get the season started. So he's already had a very successful season, but I'm sure he'd love to add the All-Star race to his crown as well. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what he can do, try and chase down this 4 car who's led all but 2 laps so far.
Yeah, Henley's got his work cut out for him if McMillan gets to him, but right now he's doing his best, and look back and see Ryan Griffin falling down to 6th, but still doing really good, and still top 10 fastest lap. But right now, our focus is on the front too.
And they're pretty much staying evenly spread across the board for McMillan and Henley. Henley's doing a good job keeping McMillan at bay for the moment, but it's still very early in this race. We're only just approaching the 1/4 mark here at Lebanon Valley as Finguy dives to the inside of Polanski. This is the fight for 4th. Polanski gets way up the racetrack. I was hoping he wouldn't hit that gate, and he doesn't. We saw that gate cause problems in the open. Hopefully no one gets into it this time around.
And there goes Finguy getting by Polanski. Not quite clear yet, but he's definitely not satisfied with where he's at. We see Bolton's not satisfied with falling to 3rd like he is. He wants that 2nd spot back.
Yep, and you see Finguy make his way past Polanski, and McMillan holding off Bolton for the moment. So Henley's got a half-second lead now, which is about as big as we've seen anybody lead all weekend. This is great racing throughout the entire field. The whole field separated only by about a couple seconds. These guys are putting on a fantastic show, as we expect for the All-Star race.
And Finguy checked up a little bit there. Polanski going back to the inside, but that high line, you talked about it. It's holding pretty good for the most part, as it looks like Ryan Griffin's finally trying to rally something here while we got some more battling going on behind him.
Yep, we got teammates battling for 7th, Justin Hutchinson and Nick Ortiz in the 10 and 91 respectively. Duke Anzac runs 9th ahead of Miles Mashburn, who holds the final spot in the top 10, just ahead of William Brock in the 93. He qualified for this race based on his win at Bristol last year, but he gets up into the outside wall. Patrick Smith checks up for him. Nice work from the 04 to avoid contact with his fellow Dodge. But here comes Devin Fair. He's had a rough start to 2023. Wouldn't he love to have a good performance in this All-Star race, get his season right back on track? Ben McDonald runs right behind him, followed by Diego Yepes making a one-off appearance in the Superstar Series in car number 0 for Monster Motorsports. He qualified for this race based on his Las Vegas win a year ago, so he's doing a nice job. And right behind him, a couple of our open transfers making their way slowly to the front of the field. Dylan Young in the 29s back there behind Mark Davey, and I'm sure the others are back there as well, battling it out. And here comes Roberto Crown Jr. down the inside.
Yeah, they got by Sandinoto, though. Young had to check up a little bit there, but still hang on strong. And there's Anderson Reed and Austin Holloman, who's just quietly working. And this is definitely different.
Something's amiss with Christian Vargas. He's fallen well off the pace. Maybe he got into a collision with that 9 car to cause him to fall back through the field because he saw damage on Holloman's Dodge. And now Christian Vargas 12 seconds off the lead, so unless he gets a caution flag, his hopes of becoming an all-star winner are likely dashed. But it's his teammate that leads right now, Justin Henley, by 0.6 of a second over Jake McMillan in second.
And they continue to try to shuffle here as Bolton's lost another spot here and is looking like, yeah, he's going to fall to 5th now with Finn guy going by. So that 38's starting to fall off just a little bit, I think.
Yeah, Bolton, he had a great qualifying draw, but maybe his qualifying position outclassed his equipment per se for this race, as he's going to get passed by Finn Guy and Polanski here. But we're closing in on lap 30 now, and Polanski's holding his own in 3rd now. Wouldn't he love to get back to victory lane? He hasn't won in over a year, so it would be great, which is unprecedented for a driver of Jared Polanski's caliber. We know the issues Kings Motorsports has had lately. They've downsized to just 2 cars now, him and Roberto Crown Jr. Wouldn't it be great to see him get back to victory lane?
It'd be great, and an all-star win would certainly help put the fact that, especially the circumstances behind the downsizing, to put that all behind and be able to move forward. And, you know, that's really all he would like to do, is be able to put all this nonsense behind him.
Absolutely. He just wants a solid day. And if he can do that, and if he can end this day in victory lane in the All-Star race, boy, would that put to bed a lot of his concerns at the moment. But it's going to be hard-pressed for them to try and catch Justin Henley at the moment. He's got a full second's lead over Jake McMillan in second, and another half second back to Polanski. So Justin Henley's checked out. He's in a race all by himself. A stark contrast to where he was running last year in this race. He was running at the very back of the field, last of the drivers who made it to the finish line.
All right, he ended up going a lap down at one point during the race, or was very close to it. But this is a contrast that I think he can enjoy, because he'd rather be the one doing the lapping than being lapped.
Oh, absolutely. He's already had a fantastic start to his season, albeit a very late start. He's doing a nice job, and another guy who's doing a nice job, his first time in a superstar car, Ryan Griffin in this 22. He started 4th. He's running there in 4th right now. First time in a superstar car, not bad for the Nitro National points leader.
And I honestly, having fought for a championship with him in Turbo Truck Series last year, and then running occasionally against him in Nitro National this year, whenever we end up in the same spot in the field. But I'm honestly not surprised to see him doing this good, being able to hold off some of the greats and be able to battle with like Polanski, Finn Guy, McMillan, and on any of the others who might come to challenge him, as he continues to try to hold on here.
Yeah, he's outrunning both his teammates right now. Jeffrey Finn Guy right behind him, and Dylan Young running further back in the field. This is a fantastic run from this 22 car, putting on a solid run. Let's see if he can maintain it the rest of the way.
Yeah, solid run is what you need, and that could be a good indicator for him, depending on how many other tracks he might try to make superstar starts in. But looking here, Bolton under fire from Mashburn and Hutchinson.
Yeah, Mashburn's put on a nice charge for the field. Oh, and we got a big crash in the back. Ortiz head on into the gate. Caution flag flies. Inevitably, for the first time in this race, here on lap number 37, a hard lick for Nick Ortiz, and several others it looked like further back. Devin Fair out of the race. Patrick Smith, William Brock with significant damage. Sam Denoto done for the day as well. Caution flies for the first time for a severe crash off of turn 4.
Yeah, I was a little worried there seeing where Ortiz was going, and yeah, my fears were quickly confirmed. That was hard.
A severe crash in this all-star race for Nick Ortiz and several others. Sam Denoto out of the race. Patrick Smith making his way to the pits. I'll be surprised if he's able to continue onward. He looks like he's going to try, though. Patrick Smith's going to try and get this thing fixed up. William Brock is probably going to try as well, although I'm not sure how successful they'll be in meeting minimum speed rules. But what a severe crash for all these guys that were just trying their best to have a good day. This catches Christian Vargas back up, though. He's going to be right on the tail of the field now. William Brock, he's going to try and rejoin this race, although I don't know if the officials will let him continue with that kind of damage. But we'll see, because J.D. Martin, he's got some damage as well, but he's able to continue. We'll get to a replay of what happened here in a moment, but what a scary wreck. So we look now at Devin Fair, but it was Nick Ortiz that started this. Oh, that was the hardest hit I have seen in quite some time for Nick Ortiz and for Devin Fair. Sam Denoto, Patrick Smith also collected in this. At least 5 cars torn up in this absolutely disastrous crash off of turn 4. It just goes to show you that gate. We need to fix that before we come back here next year, because that has ruined the days for several people this weekend. We'll get you a look from Nick Ortiz's perspective coming out of turn 4. Oh, that is the worst kind of impact you can have in a one-up car. Because look how quickly he came to a full stop. Look how close he is to the place he hit too. He was going about 90 miles an hour. Even though this is a short dirt track, you're going at pretty decent speed when you get into that wall.
Yeah, that hard hit, and let's just hope that he's going to be feeling okay after some rest because of that. And honestly, it's tough. I mean, Devin Fair, we talked about how his season's going. He definitely didn't want this.
Absolutely,
nobody did.
But that just goes to show you how things can change in this style of racing. So just got to live with it and move on. We got another points race coming up soon, and hopefully Devin Fair will impress there as well. But we're under caution for the first time here in this race. We've passed the halfway point now, and it looks like William Brock's coming into the pits for more repair work. I wouldn't be surprised if the sanctioning body parks him for this, because he's just had a rough go of it in this race. I don't expect that to get much better, but we will see, because this stage of the race, we'll see what happens here. He comes into a stop. I don't know what's going on with this 93, but they got to stop this. So they will be parking William Brock for failure to maintain speed under yellow flag conditions. But with William Brock now out of the race, we leave it in the hands of Justin Henley on the outside. Patrick Smith with his very battered car on the inside. Green flag back in the air.
And what a launch he gets there. Patrick Smith, unexpectedly, as we see William Brock finally answering the call to park it, he's not holding these guys up too badly, but he's not going to want to stay in the way for long, because they'll get mad at him if he does.
I'm sure the officials will be taking a look at this as well. I'm sure if we get another caution flag, they'll probably park that 04 car as well for minimum speed violation. But yeah, and look at that. He's holding up Jeff Bolton now in a big way. And look at Anderson Reed, 3rd place in the Open. He's now cracked the top 10 in the main event.
Yeah, this caution gave him the right opportunity, and it got him ahead of the guys who beat him in the Open. And so this is going to be good for him. And whether he wins or not, I'm sure he'll be happy with the result if he can stay up there.
Yeah, and remember, he's shopping for a new ride next year. So Team Motors, take note. This is a guy who can get it done, especially on the short tracks, is Anderson Reed. But we still got just over half this race to go. A lot can still happen, but you see Christian Vargas making his way back up through the field. Diego Yepes now just outside the top 10 in the 0. He's going to, as McDonald and Bolton go side by side for 9th. Dylan Young runs shotgun on the field, but up at the front, Justin Henley, he's led all but 2 laps in this race so far, but Jake McMillan's now been brought right back into this race.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted, but how long will he stay there? Provided something doesn't happen before, and I hope it doesn't. He's doing a whale of a job.
Absolutely. This would be a dream come true for Justin Henley if he can win this All-Star race. Although, I could say that for pretty much everybody remaining in this race. They're doing a fantastic job of it. And Justin Henley, this is not his first All-Star appearance, but it is his first in a competitive ride, and he's making the most of it. He's leading this thing. It's become up to 30 laps to go.
30 laps where he's got to hold on and hope for the best, because McMillan, I don't think he's going to let him get away easy, even if he can't get to him right now.
And you see Jeffrey Finguy, he got around Polanski, he moves up to 3rd. So Jeffrey Finguy's gained 12 spots since the start of this race. I think only Anderson Reed has gained more. But still, it is still very early in this race. We still have 30 laps to settle this. Who knows what could happen between now and the checkered flag, as Yepes now cracks the top 10 as well.
And that's definitely something he wants to do, and he'd love to be 9 positions better, but where he's running right now, especially after having to dodge a little bit of chaos, that's got to be something he'll be thankful for.
Yeah, and with his teammate still in the race, but driving a very crippled race car, he's carrying the banner for Monster Motorsports now, and he's got to make the most of it as Bolton pips him to get back into the top 10 for the moment. But we're closing in on the end of this thing. Jake McMillan running 2nd. Polanski now under fire from Ryan Griffin for the 4th spot. Anderson Reed falls back a few positions to 7th. Still a fantastic run for that 5 team, there's no doubt in my mind. But here comes Polanski. He's going to try to make a run down on Griffin once again. Hutchinson now left on the high side going wide as Yepes now under fire from Bolton as Crown gets into the wall behind him.
Crown was looking to be able to join Anderson Reed as open drivers in the top 10, but that scrub on the wall is probably going to hinder him a little bit now as Finguy, Polanski, and Griffin here. They seem to be congregating together and bringing Mashburn into the mix while McMillan and Henley just take off.
Especially Justin Henley. He's doing a fantastic job as it's amazing to me how these guys can see through all this dust being kicked up from 23 race cars at the start of this race, billowing up dust everywhere. But you see Patrick Smith, I fully expect if we get another caution period, they're going to park him for a minimum speed violation as well. But we're closing. We got 25 laps to go, and at this point, Henley's just doing everything he needs to. He's got a fantastic lead, about half a second. That's all he really needs at the moment, although McMillan took a 10th out of it on that last lap. He's doing a nice job. Let's see if he can keep it the rest of the way.
Oh, that'd be big. We keep talking about it, and I fear we keep talking about it. It might jinx him, but see Patrick Smith here. Yeah, I got to agree. Another caution comes up, the officials are probably going to say he's done, but hopefully he's not the cause of the caution as we look at the top 2 now closing in a little bit on each other here with Finguy not far behind. Yeah,
and they're also closing in on Patrick Smith as well to put him a 2nd lap down. So Smith's got to just be smart here. He knows he's out of the race for the win. He's just got to stay out of the way as best he can with these leaders and hopefully not cause any trouble for them. But we're closing in on the end. We got about 20 laps left. We're in the final quarter, and McMillan starting to close the gap just a little bit.
And Finguy's in there and just waiting, hoping that they'll get to fighting up there between Henley and McMillan, and then he wants to try to steal this one. Of course, there's a lot of drivers here who'd love to see everyone ahead of them have some kind of issue that doesn't involve them so they can take it, but it's not going to always go the way you want, as we see Polanski looked like he got pretty close to the wall there.
Yep, but we're in the final 20 laps officially now, and Justin Henley has got a 0.6 of a second lead. He's coming up to lap Patrick Smith right now, and I fully expect him to be able to make this pass fairly smoothly and fairly soon. But oh, we got a big crash in the back, and it's McMillan! Running in 2nd place, he's out of it. Austin Holloman done for the day as well, and Mark Davey as well. Hutchinson with a bunch of damage. Caution is out for the 2nd time.
happened? We missed something. We had to miss something. And we Austin Hallman, man, what does this guy got to do to get a good luck?
Absolutely. Mark Davey, too, with a lot of damage. He's going to be probably done for as well. This is probably going to be their opportunity to park Patrick Smith, and probably going to have to park Dylan Young as well. But Hutchinson, he had a strong day going. He's now out of it. And the officials, they've been quite busy today making decisions, but a caution has flown for the second time in this race, the second time for a big crash. This time it was on the back straightaway, though. So that front stretch gate had nothing to do with it this time. But you see Dylan Young, something's really broken on that thing. They're going to have to pull him in. Oh, I think McMillan had a problem before he was even in this crash. He had a mechanical issue that slowed him down, and then Hutchinson plows into him. Mark Davey clips the 21 at such a bad angle. Dylan Young gets a piece. Austin Holloman especially. So 2 Australians knocked out of this race in one accident. Tough break for them. McMillan must have had a mechanical failure in the process of happening when that track occurred. So now we pick up McMillan about half a lap before. He's doing fine. He was closing in on Justin Henley. Oh, but it's right in the middle of the corner. He starts to lose all his speed. Something must have broken that car. And you can see Hutchinson just nowhere to go. Vargas did a fantastic job. Well, not that great, but he still managed to avoid the brunt of the impacts. But for Holloman and Davey, there was just nowhere for those two to go. Yes, they will park Dylan Young as well. So Patrick Smith and Dylan Young now both out of the race. Tough break for our open winner. But we're still we're gonna have 13 cars still in the mix in the final 15 laps. This is going to be very interesting to see how it turns out.
Absolutely. We got a lot to look forward to. Henley's got new competition in second. I mean, he knew Finn guy was there before, but now he is literally there, right behind him. This is going to be interesting to watch when we go green.
Yep, which should be in about half a lap's time. So, we've lost 10 from this race. We have 13 still running. We're going to get a restart with less than 15 laps to go. A proper sprint to the finish this is going to be for our All-Stars here at Lebanon Valley. But, as the pace car gets ready to pull in, Justin Henley leads Finguy, Polanski, Mashburn, and Griffin, the top 5. We're getting ready to restart this race with 14 laps to go.
This is going to be a lot of fun, and just see, green flag is going to go back in the air, and we're back at it. And Finguy didn't quite get the start I was expecting. Polanski, I think, kind of had to check just a little bit, and now going to the inside, he and Mashburn want to be able to get up there and do something about that 4.
Absolutely. Jared Polanski's on a charge. He gets to the inside of Finguy, going through 3 and 4, has to back off his entry a little bit. That might help him on exit. And it does. He stays side by side with the 92, closing in on the end of this race. Polanski now, and he's not done yet. He's getting to the inside of Henley for the lead.
Yeah, this is the first challenge Henley's had in a while, and what's even worse, he's got 2 of them hounding him right now, and Mashburn waiting in the wings if something happens to these 3. This is a great restart.
Yeah, we've got 2 of 1-Up's absolute best chasing down a rising star in Justin Henley. But everybody in this race is here for a reason, and with coming to 11 laps to go, can Justin Henley hold on for these final few laps of this race?
A great job so far, but Polanski and Finguy, they want this. They don't care if he's a rising star. They want to be able to add to their resumes, no matter what. No matter how many wins you had before, you always want that next one, points or no points.
And remember, Jeffrey Finguy already has an All-Star win back in 2021 when we ran this race at Nazareth for the 1 year. But he wants a win here on the dirt of Lebanon Valley as well to prove that he's master of all disciplines. But, he gets really wide. He just missed that gate. But Polanski right on his door, trying to get the second place from him, and it looks like he will. Polanski now Henley's main challenger.
And don't look now, Anderson Reed. We talked about him earlier. He's showing off for potential new bosses, and running in the top 5 now, right in the very position his car number is, as Polanski makes a strong move on Henley.
Yeah, but Henley got the better run off the top out of the corner, but then Finn Guy, he thought about making it 3 wide, thought better of it in the end. But here comes Polanski now. This is the biggest challenge Justin Henley's had all race long, and with only 7 laps to go, Polanski is right on his door. You can't miss him now.
And looked like for a second it was clear, but it was just the angle as they're still side by side. Henley he does not want to give this one up.
No, but at the start-finish line, Jared Polanski led that lap. That's the first time anybody other than Justin Henley has led since lap 4. So, Polanski doing a fantastic job of battling this 4-car. Polanski has not won in over a year. Wouldn't he love to get to victory lane in the All-Star races? We now have 5 laps to go.
Yeah, we talked about it. All the different things that have happened with King's Motorsports in the last several weeks. An All-Star win would certainly wipe the taste of that, clean the bad taste out of his mouth from that one. So this is going to be big, and I really don't know which one of them I would like to see win more.
4 laps to go for the big prize here in the All-Star race. Jared Polanski now clears Justin Henley for the lead down the back straightaway. Will Henley try and make a move further down? He's getting underneath. We'll see if he can make anything of it. If he can get back to the 18, 3 laps to go.
Yeah, if Henley wants to have a hope, he's got to try to mount a charge here and now, because you saw how hard it was for Polanski to get by, and both of these are stout Toyotas, and I don't know. Finn Guy's starting to put some pressure on Henley for second, so 2 laps to go. This is going to be... It could very well be Polanski's race to lose right now.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Justin Henley is saving his stuff for one last charge on the final lap. We've seen it happen before. We come to the white flag this time. Jared Polanski now has just half a mile to go before he can return to victory lane. White flag is out. We've got 1 more lap to go. Henley sends it down into turn 1. A big dive into turn 1. He gets side by side. Down the back straightaway. Through the smoke they come. Polanski and Henley side by side. Polanski clears him once again. So coming through 3 and 4 for the final time, it's going to be a drag race to the line. Henley can't get it done. And Jared Polanski wins the 2023 1-Up All-Star race in a late race charge that sees him steal one from Justin Henley, who led 71 of the 80 laps, but second will have to do for him. Man, that was a battle for the ages between these two, and I, for one, loved it. Jeffrey Finn Guy comes home third, ahead of Miles Mashburn fourth. Anderson Reed brings it home into top 5. Great run for him. Ryan Griffin, in his first race in a Superstar car, comes home 6th. Duke Ansack 7th. Ben McDonald 8th. Roberto Crown Jr. from the Open to come home 9th. Diego Yepes runs at the top 10. And leading home the rest of the stragglers at the end of this race, Jeff Bolton, Christian Vargas, and J.D. Martin finished just outside the top 10 in this one. But boy, that was an incredible race from start to finish. We had our fair share of carnage, but we also had some fantastic racing that can only be summed up as pure, unadulterated one-up racing. And that is what you want to see, especially in a non-points race like this.
Absolutely, and we talked about what Polanski wants to be able to use this win to put behind him, and I'd say this is definitely going to be the start of being able to push forward and make sure that he and Roberto Crown Jr. can make the best out of the rest of the season for King's Motorsports, and just I really do feel for Henley though, but he put on a show. Anderson Reed, he's probably turned a lot of heads today, and then Roberto Crown Jr., the two of them representing those who were from the Open who weren't caught up in chaos, and what a show.
So from James Ellison and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Lebanon Valley Speedway. The 1-Up All-Star race is complete. Congrats to Jared Polanski on the win. We'll see you again in a few weeks' time for a couple of road races. First at Willow Springs Raceway in a few weeks' time. So long from the Valley of Speed. Congrats to Jared Polanski. He proved he's the best of the best with an All-Star race victory here at the Lebanon Valley Speedway.